How's it going, everybody? Jody in here, and I'm back with another episode of Satisfactory. Had to figure out for a second why the hell my mic wasn't picking up my voice, and it's because I had the mute button down. How original. Oh my gosh. Alright, so, last episode, which was our first episode, we kind of set up our little location here. And I think it's a nice location. I kind of like it. So this episode, we're going to move on. We're going to get logistics unlocked. And we're going to move on to other such things. Let's just take a look in our hub terminal. We have logistics, which we need to finish. And then, of course, field research, which is going to unlock the MAM for us, which is going to bring us a little more flexibility. We'll also get the map from that. And the ability to scan hard drives. So, yay. Or does it give us a hard drive? Maybe it gives us a hard drive. That'd be interesting. Okay, anyway. Alright, so over here we have a collection of biofuel, which we are processing to keep our power reserves going. We set this up last episode as well, just to take biomass and turn it into biofuel. So we still have to make the biomass ourselves, but it's a hell of a workload savings to then have that biomass processed for us. Whoops. Keep that. Store that. Let's store that as well. We don't need that yet. Okay. All good. So in this episode, like I said, we're going to work on logistics. We're going to get that done. And we'll get the piping done for... or the rods done, I should say. And the wiring, which we have to go over there to get our copper. Because we're still doing copper by hand because I didn't want to set up too much infrastructure before we start putting down foundations. So I want to get foundations installed before we go crazy with constructors and power supplies and, you know, all that good stuff. Heavy power sources like, you know, biofuel power plants, and whatnot. So for those who missed the first episode, basically we did a random start. And our random start was all random nodes. We selected mostly pure, which means that whatever the node should be, it was bumped up one. So if it was an impure node, it's been bumped up to a normal node. And if it's a normal node, it's been bumped up to a pure node. And of course, pure nodes just stay pure nodes. So there's going to be more pure nodes, and there's going to be normal nodes. There won't be, I don't think, any impure nodes. And the reason I did that was because the map, because of the way the map is designed, or was originally designed, it was originally set up so that specific areas were laid out in specific ways. So there was, the resources were very purposefully placed. You'd almost say they were like a guide, the resources. So, like, for example, this might have always been all iron here and iron over there. It could have been, I think it was it 4 iron nodes here? Might have been 4 iron nodes here. And now I don't have 4 iron nodes. I was lucky enough to get 2. But I very easily could have had only 1 or even none. And I may not have had copper. You know, copper is over there. And copper's up there. Now our limestone is way the shit over there. That's the closest limestone we have, is way over there. So we have transitioned from an ideal setup where, you know, they kind of hint to you as to where to build, to a setup that's completely random. So we might have to go distances to get materials that we normally wouldn't have to, which is why I upped the I upped the purity by 1, which, you know, isn't really a huge increase. But it should help us. It should help keep everything stable. These are both pure. I think this guy was... Is this guy normal? Yeah, normal. So this would have been an impure node. And then I think this guy over here is also pure. So anything that's pure could have been normal had I not done that. So, I mean, it's kind of a balance, I find. It balances out basically what we've done. Okay, so that is not fast enough for me to steal ingots, which is fine. We'll just come over here and we'll craft them up. So anyways, that's why I went with mostly pure, was because you can't be guaranteed that you're going to get concentrations like you normally would, like 6 iron nodes all in one place, or like 6 normal iron nodes all together, or 3 normal iron nodes all together, or like coal nodes all together. You can't guarantee that when you do random, so upping the purity just by that one little notch kind of balances that back out. And makes it so it's not a horrendous grind for those resources that should be common. In addition, I mean, we've been lucky so far, but we could very easily, in locations like this where there's, you know, 4 or 5 nodes all together, one of those nodes could have popped up as uranium, which would have screwed us out of the other nodes. We wouldn't have been able to mine the other nodes because we would have been affected by the one node that's uranium. Especially if you look at how close these nodes are together. Could you imagine if that was iron, this was uranium, and that was copper? We'd be fucked. Couldn't you? The uranium being right there, we couldn't even build our base right here. We would get irradiated. Or even if that was uranium, we would be stuck over in a corner here. If we wanted to try to get one of these, it would be a disaster. And that could have very easily happened. So, and it could still happen. There are several places on the map where there's a bunch of resource nodes all together, and that actually increases the chance, having those nodes so close together increases the chance that that is going to happen. That we will run into a uranium node near a place where it used to be resource rich, with other resources like iron. And if that happens, then we're screwed for those other nodes. So I'm kind of happy with what we've found so far. It's going to definitely keep us going. We have a decent start. We have a decent starting spot. We have 2 pure nodes here, which is going to be enough to get a small factory going. So I think we'll survive on two iron nodes. And we do have a copper node over there that is, I think it's was it normal or was it? I'm not sure what it was. But we also have a copper node up there. So we have 2 copper nodes and 2 iron nodes. So I think we're going to be okay. The limestone is a little bit far away, unfortunately. That will kind of be resolved as we upgrade our logistics, as we get, Mark II, Mark III belts, and we can start utilizing the full bandwidth of the conveyors. Because right now we're stuck with tier 1. So even though we're tapped into 120 per minute as far as mining goes, we can only utilize 60 per minute of that. Unless we run a second conveyor, which I'm not about to do. Not about to do that. We'll just have to put patience on our side. Alright. So we're going to get our wire done here. We're going to get rods done. The plates we already have, so we don't have to worry about plates. But we definitely have to manually hammer out the wire and the rods here. which honestly I could do a processing setup that I've used before. It's a manual. It's kind of like this, but it's more compact. Actually, I can't use that yet because I don't have the conveyor, or I don't have the lifters. But I will be able to use that eventually. So right now we'll just stick with hand bombing them. And then we'll see about moving into the kind of manual, automated method. Not necessarily soon, but, you know, within the next, I would say, hour. Within the next hour, we'll see if we can move into that. We're gaining concrete, and we're gaining plate over here. So we'll be able to go ahead and start placing foundations and building out this location, which is going to be our ultimate goal for this episode, is getting that done. We do need the logistics stuff, and we are going to need the MAM by the time this episode's done too. But I don't see that as being a lofty goal to getting all that done today. I don't see that as a huge lofty goal. It should be fairly easy to complete. Just gonna be a little slow off the start here. And that would be a good place to build a bridge off to. Bridge off to that. That looks like it's jetpack parkour. So we're not going to be able to do that until we get a jetpack, unless I just do it with conveyor belts. But that definitely looks like jetpack parkour there, because they'll want you to start on this level down here, probably around the back. You can see the edge of a ledge there, and then you jetpack up to this ledge, and then you jetpack up to this ledge, and then you jetpack up to that ledge, and finally up to the top. So there are quite a few parkour setups around this map. They like to focus on that. You can kind of see some here too. There will be some kind of way of getting up that there, and then parkouring over to that. You can see you jump to there, and then you can see the path going up the mountain there. A little parkour jumping up that. So they like to do that in this game. There's a bunch of those set up all over the place to basically accomplish, you know, gathering little things like Mercer spheres or summer sloops, that kind of stuff. And it is rather fun. It is rather entertaining to do those things. Notice the game audio seems a little low, and I'm just wondering if me turning down the Windows volume actually dropped the recording volume. It shouldn't. Turning down the volume to my speaker should not drop the desktop audio volume. At least I don't think it should. Then again, this is kind of a quiet game for the most part, until you start getting around factories, and then it gets a little noisy. I'll just keep my eyes on the audio channel and see how it goes. All right, so we need, how much more? We need 100 more wire. And we need another, yeah. We need another, about 70-ish. rods. I always like to go a little more. A little bit extra so I don't completely leave myself without anything. I mean, at this point, I might as well grind up all this copper, because what else am I going to do with it? I'm just going to throw out the ore, eventually. So I might as well use it, craft it all up now. Alright, so we need the rod, we need the wire, we have the plate. That'll get us logistics. Once we have logistics, I can start putting down base components at that point. Like flooring and all that stuff. Because right now, I mean, I could start doing that now, but I would be putting down the flooring without the logistic capabilities of building stuff on the flooring. So it's probably, it's just better to get the logistic stuff out of the way. Because that'll give us the elevators. So we can, you know, work on other stuff. Work on sorting out other stuff, making other stuff better. And of course, eventually move everything up to tier 2 once we get the next stage unlocked. And I don't really want to... You can see one of our objectives there is to build the space elevator. That, of course, is something we definitely have to work on. There's no skipping that. So... But I will not place the space elevator on the ground. That has definitely got to go on foundations. And in order to build that on foundations, we have to have foundations to build on. Not to put too moot a point on it. Okay, so let's unlock logistics, and then we can start working on actual base stuff. Getting this place all set up. While we select our next tier, which is going to be field research.
Milestone reached.
And then
Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory.
I think the resource sink should be our next.
Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory
is going to give
logistics.
Us our throughput.
If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Oh my god, Ada. What is your issue? You're like a psychologist's worst nightmare. Okay. So let's set up some foundations here. So I'm going to want 1 meter and 4 meter. And I'll probably want 1 and 2 meter ramps. So we're going to go 5 and 6. And then we'll go 7 and 8. Okay. Now we're going to start on the highest land, which is this guy over here. I'm just going to work with it. And I think that'll probably be good there. Okay, we're going to switch over to zoop mode. Everybody loves zoop mode. That's how we zoop. You gotta make a sound. You can't just zoop. You gotta make noise when you zoop. You gotta go. That's why they call it zooping. Okay, so from there, we'll thicken it out here. Bring it thick over to here. I think we're good to... That's pretty good to there. Fill in a little at the bottom here. Okay. We'll keep this open just for... I don't know why. We'll just keep it open. And I don't really have to do these thick blocks here. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to put one here. I'm going to come across here like this. Then we're going to go back to the thin. Because thin's going to let me hide stuff if I want to. I can hide some conveyors under here. If I really want to. So our floor is going to be a little elevated. Which is okay. We're going to have our mines. We're going to have our mine kind of not buried, but it'll be down a little bit. It'll be down here. So, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I should probably replace these with the blocks, though. Should probably do blocks here. Just around the mine. Mine should probably have blocks. It should. And you can see how fast we go through freaking concrete. It is not subtle. Concrete is not subtle. It goes fast. Okay. Let's mine this up. Get it out of here. Huzzah. And let's look at the layout for a miner on this location. Okay, so if we're gonna put a miner down, we'll probably have it facing like this way or something. Which means it looks like we come over one more block. Looks like we need to come over one more block, and we might be able to get away with that. Check our miner again. No, that is definitely overlapping. Okay. So we don't want to do that. Now, another option was having it face backwards, because that looked like it fit that way. Doesn't look like it's hitting anything this way. Keep it facing backwards. And then we come in from here. Like that. We have it facing this way. Where's our edge of that? Our edge is right there. Okay, so that's fine. We can get away with the 4-meter foundation there, and then we can go 2-meter foundation, or the 1-meter foundations here. So we can bring the conveyor underneath. So that'll be our miner. Our miner there. That'll fit nicely. Yeah, that'll fit really nice in that spot. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. And you fuck off. By the way, did you know you can bounce on beans? Now you do. You can bounce on beans. Bouncy beans. Okay. So we're going to see here if we can adjust our production of concrete. We'll put it up here for now. Probably go on this far edge. We're missing cable and reinforced iron plate. Okay. Pretty sure we have the reinforced iron plate in here right now. Yep. The cable, however, we need to make. And that should hopefully be good. So I'm going to set 2 of them. Even though we're not able to pull a full 90 right now, we can still make do of the second constructor. These guys are going to require 90 if I set concrete, because you see that's 45 and then 45. So they need 90 per minute. They're only going to get 60. But it'll still be a faster process, I believe, than if we were to just have the one guy sitting there. We're still going to get excess. So we'll set him up right here. Okay, we'll have our belt come from here to here. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? Why are you being a douchebag like that? Fuck you. Okay. So now I have to tear this guy down. Bring that off. And I'm going to have to bring this over here. Which is definitely doable. Let him come in. Okay. Bring this box here, over here. So we merge these guys together. And then go into the box. Storage container. Okay, so you into there, you into there, and we're good to go as soon as we get this powered. Which we will do post-haste. Power from there, bring it over here, and we're back to making our concrete. Except now we shouldn't have any shutdowns. We shouldn't have any pause in this line. This line should continuously run. The constructors aren't going to continuously run, but this line should, which is going to be more efficient than it was. Or I shouldn't say efficient, I should say effective. We're going to end up getting more out of it. Not really going to be more efficient, because we will have downtime where we're not going to have, you know, limestone in there. There will be some downtime. But it should be minimal. Okay. So now that we have that going, that's going to help us get to our 400 pretty fast, I hope. We need 500 copper. And we're going to need a lot more power. So, I think our next project should be to work on the biofuel power plant. I know that kind of sounds like an odd tangent to be going off on right now, but I'm not going to be able to set up, you know, copper wire and cable and iron rods and iron plates. I'm not going to be able to do that off of just the two that we're currently running. In fact, that's going to be really difficult. So, I'm going to set up a temporary crafter now that I can. And this is something that I will normally blueprint. I'll normally blueprint this crafter because it is fairly effective. And I do the same thing with an assembler. But this is how I set this up. So I go constructor, and then the constructor I have facing this way. Okay, and then actually I have this wrong. This guy's supposed to be backwards. Supposed to face him the other way. There we go. Now he's proper. Okay, so we have a constructor. I take this constructor and put it into nudge mode. And I nudge it up on top, just like this. And I park them up top like that. Nice and centered. Okay. Lock it in. There we go. So we have a constructor on top of boxes. You can jump up to the constructor, you can set it, whatever. Then back here, I have the conveyors. So this one, okay, and we just go that way. And then this one, we go this way. Okay, comes up to there. And this guy to there. Now we have a manual constructor. We can set it to do what we want. We just set it to do what we want. And we put our input and our output. And that's it. Now, of course, the problem with that is it's going to require ingots. Or whatever. So we still have to craft up the ingots. But that's a good way of getting basically a machine that can be configured whatever you want. So I will set up a pole here. Okay, we're going to get power to it, which I think we can run off of that. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to pick this guy up. Get this out of here. Set up our other mine. So we're going to grab a mine, we're going to put it right here. We're going to grab a box. Which I need more rod for, dang it. More rod required. I think I needed more. Oh no, I got. Yeah, maybe I didn't. Thought I need more concrete too, but I do not. It's not even. Doesn't even have concrete in the recipe. Okay. So we're gonna get this storage container. Bring it up here. I'm gonna place it. Say. I want to place it somewhere where it's gonna be in the way. So I'll place it. Maybe. Something like here. Something like here. Okay, that's good there. Boom. Now this is another setup. Same basic thing, but we're gonna put a smelter on top of it as soon as I get one more rod. As soon as I get one more rod. Actually, I need a couple more rods. That's fine. Wait. Oh, why did I put that miner down? I wasn't supposed to put that miner down. Hold on. I started doing this backwards here. Okay, miner comes up. This guy goes back down. Yeah, you stay. I'm gonna make a ramp here because I'm getting fucking tired of running over there. Okay. So now, that should have got me the rod I needed, right? No, it didn't. Son of a bitch. I thought taking down that mine would have got me the rod, but apparently not. Apparently not. No rod for me. Okay. So let's get this done now. This is basically the same setup that I just did with this. Or very similar anyway. So, oh, fuck, I needed 2 boxes. God damn it. I need an input and an output. Well, I technically don't need the input, but I should probably have one anyways. Okay, we good now? Let's check if we're good now. Let's make sure we're good. We need a smelter and we need 2 boxes. 2 boxes. 2 boxes. We good? We're good. How about a couple of lifts? We good there too? We're good there too. Okay. Alright. So, same kind of setup. Come here. We'll put you there. You're right beside it. Well, we can't put you beside it because you don't fit. That's fine. Figure it out. That should be alright. Yeah, it should be alright. Oh, anyway. They blueprint this too, but this one's a little... not more odd. It's just a little different. Let's put it over here. One back, this one forward. It's basically built the same as that. Except on top of it we have a smelter instead of a constructor. So it's for manual smelting. You keep it up front. The smelter close to the front so we can access it. Yeah, that should be okay. And then you can even put 2 smelters if you really want to, but I don't like messing around with the logistics of that, so I only put the 1. Okay, and then we do a conveyor lift this way, but we have it facing that way. We can use the top here for our... We can use this gap up here for our actual conveyor belt. So we bring it around like this. Oh, wait, no, we bring it around like this. And this side we bring it around like this. There we go. Okay. So, and there's our manual smelter. So we have a manual constructor, we have a manual smelter. This will help us get out things like rods and all that good stuff, wire and whatnot, without having the massive infrastructure that you normally need for that. Okay. So here's how it works. You set your smelter to what you want. Load in your ores. So in this case we're going to load in iron. And we'll just let her go. Here we got a whole bunch of this on us. Let's throw that in here. That's going to process our ores. See our ore coming up. And it'll run it through the smelter, and then the smelter will dump it in here when it's done. And so we can switch this between copper, we can switch between iron, then we can run over here with like the iron ingots, we can throw them in here, have it processed up to, you know, whatever. But with this system, we don't have to stand around here doing stuff manually. We can just go, you know, set it up, get whatever it is running, and then we can go off and do stuff. Or work on other stuff, I should say. So that's one of the benefits of it. It's not really a huge benefit to be manually, you know, constructing stuff. But this is a good way of doing it before you have the ability to set up big factories. So you can change your production line depending on what you need. So like right now I'm going to process these ingots that are going to be coming out of here. I'm going to process them into rods, and then we'll run over there. We'll get the copper, put it in here while the rods are processing here, so we can keep our production going, keep our chain going. And then at the same time, we'll be grabbing the concrete from here and the plate from over here, and we'll be continuing work on our floor. So we'll have a bunch of little projects going on here all at once here, and that'll just be the way we keep it going, keep rolling. Now our problem here might be that we have. No, we can fit all that. Okay, good. Good, good. Because we're gonna have to pick this guy up. We're gonna have to pick him up while we put in our flooring. We've got to have our flooring in order for us to move to the next level. And the next level, of course... Oh, fuck, I just shut my power down. As I was about to talk about power... my brain was like, hey, stupid. Did you hear the machine stop? Oh, God. Okay, we'll drop the hub back down temporarily over here. Just to get power back up. While we finish putting in the floor. That was funny. Alright. Power pole right here. Connect you to you. Connect you to you. Connect you to there, which should connect everybody else back up. Okay, we'll get rid of that pole. We don't need it. Fire these guys back up. Yes, 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 I know. We don't have enough power for one. Okay. The fuck you say? I just had everybody running off of one. There we go. Oh, it was the spike. There was a spike that probably put it over the... The capacity's 40. And our max consumption is 34, so there's probably a spike there or something that just fucking threw it over for a second. Okay, so we're gonna floor this area. To watch our mines. We don't want to bury our mines. So our mines are going to require probably a 4x4 area. Looks like that's what our current mine required. That was a 4x4 area. Or 2x2, I should say. 2x2. It's 4 blocks, but it's a 2x2 around the item. Or object, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Are you... You're standby. You're done. Okay. Let's throw you in here. Throw the iron ingots in here. Okay, we're going to set this to rods. It'll get to running. Gotta go get some copper. So we can start processing copper. And you can see how close we are to power failure. Which is why I can't set up factories for all of this stuff. I have to do this manual factory thing for right now. Now, I mean, I could put down extra biofuel plants, like just, you know, put down one here, one there, whatever, and get the factory going. But I would rather build the whole biofuel power plant as a unit instead of kind of MacGyvering here and there, you know. It's just the way I like to do things. Not necessarily the best way to do things. It's just the way I do things. Alright, so our copper ore should be coming up here any second now. There it is. And we'll start making copper ingots while we are making iron rods over here. And we're making plate down there. Okay. But we are very much on the edge of what we can power. So I think a biofuel plant is going to, or biofuel power plant is probably going to be an important step here. Important next step. Turn on concrete. Why am I not surprised? Be an important next step in our factory building. Make sure we got enough sheets on us. Grab that. Okay, now to lay this out. Alright, I gotta adjust. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me or if this is a constant thing. Maybe you can tell me if this happens to you all the time. I find as I'm sitting here playing, I seem to slowly end up down my chair. Like I'm sitting up straight right now, and I bring the microphone up to talk. You know, I got it right in front of my face, but very, very casually, almost unnoticeably, I will end up sliding down my chair, and then I'll bring the microphone down a little bit, and slide down my chair some more, bring the microphone down a little bit, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, I'm like my ass is almost off the seat, and I don't understand how that happens. It's just my butt likes to scooch. All right, so power plant. Let's figure out where the hell we're gonna put this, because we have quite a We're gonna have 2 iron factories here. It's gonna make sense to put all of our production here for the iron, like plates and stuff. We have a copper node up there. I don't know if it makes sense to put our biofuel plant up there, or maybe put it out here, hanging off this edge. I mean, that could work too. Could like go out this way. Notice how the lighting changes. There's kind of a green here. If I go out here, you can notice it changes. It kind of clears, but it kind of also goes a little orange. Just the color of the lighting. So watch, I'm standing out here. It's kind of clear, right? It's kind of clear. There might be a little bit of an orange tinge to everything, and then I'll move over here and look at it start to turn green. Now it's got a green tinge. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. That goes to show you some of the environmental changes that are added to the game. Maybe not changes per se, but environmental effects. Say environmental effects. Yeah, I think putting the power plant out here over this ledge would probably be a good thing. And our base is going to be pretty high up here, kind of hovering in the air. I'll tell you right now that looking down there kind of makes my legs a little tingly. I do suffer from vertigo, unfortunately. Which is weird because I love flying in planes. I love flying in planes, but if I'm looking over a ledge, oh boy. If I was in a plane looking down, I could be like, 3,000 feet up looking down and loving everything I see. But like something like this, where I'm just kind of standing on a ledge looking over and go, oh, Jesus Christ. Leg muscles start cramping up and the old vertigo starts kicking in. Now I think we can get up there probably with a steeper ramp. Actually, I would love to wait until we have staircases. Which will be coming. It'll be coming. Okay, how are we doing over here? These are manual machines, so I gotta keep constantly checking them. Alright, we got 61 there. Here we got 5 and 100. Okay, let's throw the 5 in first. Let it go. Then we'll throw the 100 in. Once the fiber processed, I'll switch it over to wire. Okay, yeah, wire. The beauty is I can even do cable out of that. I can take the wire out of it, throw it back in, and set it to cable. And I don't have to throw all the wire back in. I just throw some of the wire back in. Maybe split the stack or whatever. Okay, so that's done. Let's switch it over to wire. Don't break it. Okay. We'll throw the plate in here. Get it out of my inventory. Okay. The concrete's going to take a while because we keep using it. We do need to get a power plant up and running. And the only way to do that is to get a floor built. Oh, here we go. People are starting already. You might hear some bangs or some pops or whatever in the background. Don't worry about that. That is common for these kind of days. Gonna be lots of popping, lots of cracking, lots of fireworks. Celebration of the country's birthday. And playing video games. Tells you a lot. We all celebrate in our own ways. Okay. So, let's see if I can get... Let's see how compact I can make a power plant. I don't think I can make it that compact, honestly. Because I'm going to need... I'm going to need 3 boxes. No, I need 2 boxes because I don't have mycelia here. So I need 2 boxes. Because I'm just dealing with leaves and wood. Or should I put in a mycelia one anyway, just in case? You know what? Let's put in a leaf and a... Okay, so we'll do leaf. And we'll do wood. Okay, so that's going to need 2 constructors. We need a leaf constructor, we need a wood constructor. Okay, so these guys have got to go kinda, sorta like that. We go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Beside him. Okay, this guy is going to be biomass leaves. This guy is going to be biomass wood. Okay. You are going to feed into there. You're going to stop being a complete douchebag. Okay. Now these guys reverse. Okay. Line them up. So let's line them up perfectly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up 6. Okay. I need more cable. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now these guys, this is where things get interesting. So these guys need a merger here. Right between them. So we'll say there. Okay. Then they need a splitter. There. Okay. So now we need a lift. Go from you to you. Won't you connect, you bastard? You're not off center. Why won't you connect? You won't connect, you fucker. Okay, how about we start up here and work down here? You're off too. Look at that. Weird. Okay, I think I can work with that. Are you off? No? Wait, or are you? Oh, you're up too much. Shit. Okay. That's what the problem is. You should be there. Now that should connect. There we go. That's right. Okay, you come out to there. You come out to there. You go to there. And you go to there. Alright, so now we have our biofuel tower. These guys down here create biomass. Whoops. These two create biomass. One creates it from wood, one creates it from leaves. And these guys up top are going to take that biomass and they're going to turn it into biofuel. You are going to create biofuel. Alright. Now those guys are going to come together. A conveyor merger. Whoops. And it should be level right there, but I don't want it to be level. I want it to go up one. One is probably about the only height difference here I can get away with. Maybe. Maybe not. No. Can't even get away with one. Can I get away with half of one? Yeah, I can't get away with half of one? Jesus. That is a merger, right? Yeah. Shit. I can't even get away with half of one. Oh, yes, I can on a default. Okay. Default, I can get away with half of one. Now, we've got to kind of get our ass up here. This is going to require a little finesse. Lock you into there. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And we're going to bring you over top. Like so. Grab our logistics and bring her down. That's a little too close. Okay, so I did have to go that one more step. Yep, we go. Hey, was it there? Was that? We'll go there. Okay. You know what? I can do better than that. I can bring this guy over and up 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 and up. I can bring him over here. So that fixes that problem. Okay, now we go from here to there. Actually, if I do that with a straight, I might be able to get a better angle out of it. Oh, fuck off. Really? You're gonna be a douche like that. Okay. Gonna be a douche? We'll do it this way. There, get fucked. Okay, straight's gonna... There we go. Perfect. Alright. Now you go down on the back end. All of this is squared away now. This is what you call fucking compact. You come down on the back end here. Okay. And now we start our biofuel plants. Over here. And normally you can get away... Normally I like to get away with 10 of the bioplants. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Because this is a pretty fucking tremendous overhang. And as you all know, I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of shit that hangs in the air. So, this is probably going to bother me, especially if I see it from the bottom. If I see this from the bottom, I'm going to go, what the fuck am I doing? Unless, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I get to that pillar... Ooh. If I get to that pillar and I build a stilt, that'll friggin' take care of that OCD issue. We're going to work on that. Because right now I have it going into this rock, which kind of solves this problem, this corner. At least in my head it does. It's like, okay, it's fastened to the, you know, it's solidified. It's concreted into there, but just having this corner hanging over here is like nightmare fuel. But if I can build a pillar down to here, that'll solve that. That'll solve that little OCD predicament. That's the wrong zoop. Vertical zoop. Okay, that'll be better. That'll be good. That'll come down there. It'll make a nice solid foundation, nice heavy duty pillar of support, which now I can't fucking get up here, can I? Block myself off. Alright, let's go over here. Oh, this is actually good anyways, because I can grab the copper. Okay, that works for me. Alright, now we'll run back here, we'll throw our copper into our refinery. Into here. Here is our copper. And we'll take our ingots out. And we'll throw our ingots into here. And we'll get our wire going. Huzzah! Keep her going, keep her going, keep her going. Okay. And keeping her going. Let's top these guys up. Okay. Oh, and I came over here for concrete. And I saw a bird sitting on that edge. I was gonna friggin' zap the shit out of it. Alright, so we want vertical. Down. Hell yes. That makes me feel so much better. So much better. So now I actually have... I mean, it's still... An engineer might look at it and go, there's no fucking way that floor is going to hold that. But when I look at it, I go, okay, it's supported. There's a support under it. That makes my brain happy. It has a support. That's all I need. I need a support, and then I'm happy. Without a support, I feel like I'm adrift on an ocean. Alright, so that works. Let's just get our floor out here. Makes me feel better about myself. Okay, so power plants. We're going to need biomass burners, which looks like we're going to need some plate. We went through all of our plate, so let's go get some plate. Once we have this power plant up and running, then we can actually start factory building, because we're going to have the ability to power a factory. So, yay. At least a small factory. We'll be able to power a small factory. So we want a manifold system with biomass burners between them. I'm going to put the biomass burners over here because I want to leave as much space open for the factory as possible. So we'll put our burners over here. So we need 5 burners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then we have to set between them splitters. And just like any power plant setup, this will take a minute to actually get rolling. It's not going to be an instant, you know, all 10 up and running. Oh, fuck, I need cable. It's not going to be an instant all 10 are up and running. It's gonna start slow and work its way up. What am I doing? I need cable. Oh, that's downright unsettling. Did I not just grab 200 wire? Oh. Okay. Anyway. Splitters in between these guys. Just like so. And then we flip around our biomass burners, which of course need wire. That's why we have no wire, because we're making biomass burners. Lovely. What are you doing? You got all 100 here. What are you in here? What are you doing? You got 108. Okay, well that'll get us, what, 4? We'll get us, what, I think 4 of them. Okay, so we want you guys facing that direction. Lined up. And yeah, I think I can only do... Pretty sure I can only do 4. Oh, wait a minute. How'd you... What? Ah, fuck, I need rods. That is something I do not have. Okay, so you're done. I'm gonna have to set you back to iron and start making some rods here. So let this be iron. And in goes the iron. Doo-doo. Okay. I don't think I have any iron ingots on me. No, I do not. Okay. Iron rods. Okay. I just gotta wait for you to cook. No, you don't. No. 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 Get. Fucking bean. not coming up on this platform. All right. Anyway, so this is actually something I've blueprinted before. Even though I never get a chance to use it as a blueprint, because blueprints don't unlock until, you know, quite a bit later. I wish blueprints unlocked in like tier 1 or 2. That'd be nice. You get blueprints right away, and you can at least place the small ones. Alright, so let's craft up steel iron rods here. Yeah. Let me put down one more. We're almost there. We almost got the power plant built. Nightmare. Nightmare. It's fine. It's all good. It's for a good cause. I'm realizing I probably should have built this over here, because there might have been room for it. Instead of building it right there. Oh, whatever. It's all good. We're gonna do curve mode, and we'll bring it in like this. Okay. Leave it there. Leave it there. I'm just gonna... Oh, good. This will basically be our power plant until we get to coal. And it should be a pretty effective power plant. I think it puts out 300, I want to say. Which will be good enough to, you know, keep everything running for a while now. Make sure there's lots of power poles in my power plants. Just because, you never know. Okay, everybody's hooked up all the way down here. Hook up the actual power plants. You, and this is our output. That is our output on the end here. Okay, I also have to put up power over there on those. Just gonna need more iron rods. It never ends. Never ends. Should get more iron going, but I don't want to roll it. I don't know what kind of a roll I'm on, but I'm on a roll. But I screwed up one thing at the power plant. I'm supposed to have another line. Yeah, I did screw up. Okay, these guys aren't supposed to be like that. This is supposed to come out to a pole here. No, it's supposed to come out to two poles. Sorry. Go to a pole here and pole over here. Curved friggin' thing is throwing me off. There we go. And you are not supposed to have... You're not supposed to have that in between you. You connect to you, you connect to you. Okay, and it's 3, which means that goes to 4. Goes to 4. Perfect. Okay. Now we have these 2 poles out here, which connect together. And that leads back to our facility over here, which gets its power poles. That's correct there. Again, same thing on this side. We're tucked in the middle here. Whoops. There we go. Okay. You connect to you. And you. Connect to you. And you. And that is that all hooked up. Okay. So now our power plant is all hooked up, ready to go. It will self-power with a little bit of help. I gotta give it a little bit of help off the start to get it to run, but it will self-power. Which means I don't need to hook it up to power in order to get it to power up. I just have to feed it some fuel. Now, I did not put my workbench back down, which is going to have to... I need that. I need that. Put my workshop back down because we have to make the chainsaw, which is going to take some cable and some screws. Fuck me, they're gonna... Yeah, okay. So I can't go down below 25 rods. Gotta keep my eye on the rods. Cannot go down below 25 rods. And I'm gonna be shit out of luck. That got me 100 screws, and I think I need more than that. Do I not? I need 160. Shite! And I need 15 cable. Which, can't make that either. Okay. Well, I can make the cable. I'll go a little further with it. Okay, and I've got the iron process in here. You set to iron, you are set to iron. Okay, let's get our iron. Should probably have a second one of these guys down here. Or, wait a minute. Are you backed up? You are backed up. Let's take a stack out of there. That way I can run 2 stacks of iron through here. And a 2. Okay. So we get to working. And I'll get my chainsaw. And then we can fire up this power supply, or power center. Power station. That will let us get everything else rolling, basically. Once we have the power station up, we can start getting everything else going. Oh boy. Waiting is the hard part. Patience is not one of my virtues. So close. So close. It's let's take this up to 160. We'll get our rods. Okay. So that'll get us our chainsaw. We go hack a little shit out of the forest. And provide for our power plant. I was kind of resisting putting this stuff back in here because we're just going to have to pull it back out again, but I have to. I need the inventory space. And that should be good. Okay. So let's fire everybody up here. Flip this stack. I'm going to put half of it in there. I'll put half of it in this other one. And that'll start distributing. That'll start distributing the biomass or biofuel. We will throw that in there because I don't really have a place for it to go. So just throw it in the power plant so it gets used up. Oh, shit. I didn't keep any of the biofuel. Yay. I need some for the friggin' chainsaw. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go with 10. Okay. So over here, we have our grass here, and we have our logs here. Let's go shred the forest so we can power our power plant. Into forestry. Not really seeing any berry trees around, berry plants around, which is kind of shitty. Figure in a place like this with a lot of plants, a lot of greenery, a lot of flowers, stuff, a lot of, figure there'd be a lot of the berries around here. Not so. We're running on our last and we are empty. Used to think we're completely empty. Are we? Are we completely empty? Oh, I got enough. Enough for another tree. Oh, nah, now we're out. Now we're out. Alright. We got a crap ton, though. 145 wood, and we got almost 2,000 leaves. That'll process pretty good. We have a good space down here, eh? We've got a good space down here for some conveyors. We need to run conveyors underneath the floor. Okay. Let's get our biofuel plant processing. You can see all of our biofuel plants are up and running. So it really didn't take all that much to get them up and running. Put the leaves in here. Put in here. And that should keep us going for a while. Should keep us going for a little while. That will make a decent amount of biofuel. Okay. So now, what I've got to do is get my power cable. I need to get myself off of the hab power. I need to get myself off of the hab's power. So we'll do this temporarily, just hook up to here, because that'll tie me in. And then I can kill the hab's power. And then everything will stay going. Okay, so we'll pull the biofuel out of here. We will load this up again. This is going to give us a really good start. This much biofuel is going to give us a really good start. All right. That guy's still burning the 5 biomass. Still burning the biomass. He hasn't even started on biofuel yet. Yeesh. Probably because there's not really a power draw going on here. But the exciting news is now we can get the factory building. We can switch gears here. Finish off this floor and get to actually putting up a factory to make all this stuff instead of doing it this way. This way works for a very short amount of time, just to get you going. And really, I only did it as a demonstration. I could have kept on going manually, manually hacking my way through stuff, but I kind of wanted to demonstrate that. Because it is a way that you can kind of work with resources if you're not too confident about getting a factory up right away. It will let you learn. It'll let you learn the basically the product cycle, if you want to call it that. It'll let you learn the product cycle. For example, what gets crafted in what machine, and then what needs to be crafted before you can craft another item. For example, rods into screws. So it helps you learn that stuff. And then once you've learned it, you can actually put that into practice by doing factories. Okay, do I have enough room in my inventory? I do. We're going to grab this stuff from here. Let's sort that so I can... Okay, take all. Lab's coming down again. Shop's coming down. Okay, and we are going to put the hub actually over here. So it's kind of out of the way. Not quite out of the way, but kind of out of the way. And the reason I'm picking this spot over here is because the cliff kind of goes in, which means I should be able to put the equipment workshop right behind here, like so. Perfect. I wonder if I can I put it sideways? Is there enough room to put it sideways? There is not. We happen to the cliff face. Okay. Just wondering if I could do that, because then I can throw the man back here too. But we'll do the equipment workshop. There we go. So we have our hab and then our equipment workshop here. Okay. Now we put everything back in. The reason I sorted before I picked up was so that everything that I picked up is at the end of my inventory. Just like that. Okay. So this was short-lived, but it got the job done. We're gonna tear it down. Same with this guy. Short-lived, got the job done. And you got to see the little compact constructor setup. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to some factory building. Unfortunately, to do that, I'm going to have to shut this guy down. Okay, and we're going to have to extend this out. Should be fine. All right. Now, so I'm gonna try to do a not necessarily compact, but a straightforward build here. I'm gonna try to do plate, pipes, and screws all out of kind of one little factory, and then move on from there. So for plates, pipes, and screws, it's going to actually be 120 iron ore, which should give me, I think, 40, 30, and 120? I want to say, something like that, if I remember my math correctly. So I need 4 smelters. I'm going to have to run them off of 2 lines because I don't have Mark II belts yet. So unfortunately, I'll have to run it off of 2 lines. Two mines, I should say. Not 2 lines, 2 mines. So we have our 1 mine there, we have our 1 mine there. So let's bring this down to the very end here. And we'll put our... actually, wait a minute. Our 4 smelters are going to feed into what? Trying to remember here. How do I set this up? I set this up... Okay, wait a minute. So my first smelter is going to be 2. The second smelter is going to be 2. So it needs to be here. Okay. My third smelter is 1. So it needs to be here. Actually, I should probably go... Well, I don't think I can. Can I go the other way? Not really. Well, maybe I can. Yeah. Okay, so this smelter here is 1. And this smelter here is 1. Okay. So that's how that's going to go. Okay, so for constructors, this 1 has to feed into 2. So I'm going to have to run a splitter off the end of it. Like so. This 1 has to go into 2, so it also gets a splitter. And those guys don't need splitters. Okay, so now I'm going to put the constructor down. I'm going to put the constructors down. 1. I think this should be a row of 4 here. Which I can't afford because I'm going to be out of fucking cable. Out of cable. So I need 4 constructors there, and then I need another 2 on the other end. So we're going to need a bit of cable here. I think each constructor was, what, 8? Something like that? Okay, so I need a constructor on that side, there, and then I need 1 here, and 1 here. Although those guys could arguably be pushed back. Okay, you're connected to here. Connected to there. You're going to here. You to there. You to here. You to there. You're straight through. You're straight through. Okay. Okay. This might also rely on a recipe I don't have. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So, these two guys here are going to be rods. So we're doing rods out of here. They take 15 per. We're doing rods out of here. They take 15 per. So there's our rods, rods, and rods. Out of here, I think we're gonna do... I think we do 2 plates? I want to say? 30 in, 30 out. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's right. Okay, so everything here is right so far. Now... we need... Okay. So, 2 of these lines have to come together. And the other 2 lines have to come together as well. Okay, so this line here has to merge. Wait, hold on. Do I need to bring... Yeah. This guy has to merge. This guy here also has to merge. And I think these 2 have to merge as well. Am I remembering shit correctly here? I think I am. I think I am. Okay, so the end one is going to be screws, so I'll have to split that back up. But I think I split it into... what do I split it into? Hold on. 15 rods, 30 rods. Okay, so 30 rods. Hold on, 30 rods. Let's say 30 rods into 3 constructors. Yes. Okay, 3 constructors. So we got 1, we got 2. Not enough cable for 3. Shit. And we still haven't even started on the copper stuff yet. We haven't even started on copper yet. Because we're going to need to make wire and cable on the copper end. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, motherfucker. I didn't split that. Ah, shit. Whoops. You need to go into a splitter. Then you can go into the constructors. Let's get these guys all hooked up. Excuse me. So you guys come together. Okay, you guys are already splitting there. You guys are coming together here. Going into there, splitting there. Okay, you guys are coming together here. And you guys are coming together here. Okay. So we have plate, rod, screw. That's all we're making so far. Plate, rod, and screw. And, of course, over here we have concrete. So, let's get these guys all squared away with power. We, of course, are going to have to hook up our mines as well. Oops. Let's grab... Whoops, let's pick that up. Oops. Come on! Okay, so we're going to point this way. I know it seems a little odd. We're going to point this guy that way. And again, I know it seems a little odd. Okay, we need a splitter. That actually seems like a good place for it. Very nice. Almost looks like a Klingon bird of prey. Alright, and over here we're going to need a splitter as well. Just between these two guys. It does not want to place as nicely as the other one. And I think this guy's going to have to go up. At least to there. That's weird. That looks so weird. But it works, which is the weirdest part. Okay. Whatever. I don't really care. If it wants to work, I'm good with that. Okay, so we'll curve this guy down to here. So now we've got him hooked up. We've got him hooked up. Look at this pole. Pole comes from over there. So we'll power you. Power you. Okay. And that will get our iron rolling to our smelters. Does not get our smelters rolling though. I'm gonna do that. So you connect it to there. And there. Actually, no, that should not be. That should, well, I guess it'll have to be. I guess it'll have to be. Because you're going to have to feed you. You. You're going to have to feed you. Well, no. That's wrong. They don't. They don't. These guys get fed from here. Okay, so that'll work. Set you to iron, set you to iron. Okay. So you guys can get fed from there. That doesn't sell my input, though. This guy's now maxed out, so he can't serve anything else. So that's 3. So you can feed you and you. Okay. You can feed you. That guy's maxed. This guy's not maxed. This guy can jump forward to there. Okay. You can feed you. You can feed you. And you can feed over this guy. Which can feed that. As I go get more cable. Getting there. We're getting there. It's coming together. Okay, so you're hooked up, you're hooked up, you are not hooked up. So we'll hook you up. Okay, so this is all hooked up. Now, we got that hooked up to there. We got this hooked up to here. That's on 3. Which means we've got to split off of you to get 4. And now we're missing fucking wire. God damn it. Look, we're off to get some copper. Look at a little power plant just powering away. Doing excellent. Doing excellent. Okay. Powering away. Get out of here, bird. Okay, so copper. I have a bunch of iron ore on me, so I should probably throw that in the smelters before I fire it up. Fire them up, I should say. Just to get it out of my inventory. Okay, and we'll make some more cable. That should be good. That should hopefully get us through here. Alright, so we ended off up there. Everything's good to go there. So we'll continue our power line here. And bring it right to the edge here. Okay, we'll continue it over here. Alright. And for shits and giggles, we'll put one between these two. Okay. That's going to power both of you. This is going to power him. That's going to power him. And he's already powered up. Okay. So it looks like we are all hooked up and ready to go. So let's feed these guys the iron that we've got on us before they get loaded up with iron from the mines. That way we can clear out our inventory here. Alright. And then when we supply iron, or when we supply power to this sucker, you should just spark to life. If we can supply power to the sucker. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get rid of you. And we're going to put you off of that. Like so. Okay. We'll run a power line out this way. A couple of spots. Okay, bring it up to say here. Cut this line here. And we'll connect you to you and to you. That should bring everything online. We are rolling. Okay. These guys here, I got to set the screws. And they, of course, are going to have to merge. So we'll merge them up. Now, I think I want to merge them on a manifold line. Heading that way. I want to leave some space here. Leave space here. charge them on a manifold line that way. I've not decided yet where our storage facility is going to be. I think it's probably going to be down here somewhere. We have the sulfur here, which I don't want to cut off, because that's going to be used to make explosive later. So I almost think storage should go over here. Almost. I'm thinking that. I should put it right in here. It'll be kind of a pain in the ass to get all the lines over here, but I'm thinking that's where I should put it. It won't be too much of a pain in the ass. I got the whole underside of this thing to mess with. I mean, this is... I can run conveyors under here. It gets pretty thin, but I can still run conveyors under here. Assuming I unlock that, I unlock the hole. That'll let me do that. I need the MAM for that. But we are on our way now. We're making pipe, we're making, or I should say we're making rod, we're making plate, and we are making screws. And of course the screws are going to go bye-bye eventually. I can't make them go bye-bye right now, but they will go bye-bye eventually. I think for right now, I should probably just put storage boxes here. Just to temporarily hold on to the shit. I'll just put 3 storage boxes and feed them. So we'll go screws, we'll go rods, fuck. Kind of rods. Okay. So plates. When the plate's out, it'll go into this first one. Rods will come up, go into the second one. The screws will come into the third one. Alright. So we got those being boxed. Temporarily housed, shall we say. Okay. After that, we're going to have to work on... Our next thing is going to have to be wire and cable, because that's going to be a huge, huge drawback right now, because we have no cable being processed, we have no wire being processed, nothing. So that's going to have to come next, and then we can work on some more advanced things like, you know, reinforced plate, all that stuff, as we move ahead. Whoops. I don't want to do that. There you go. So if you look at what we got going right now, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. We've got a power facility going, which is going to provide us with somewhere around 300, I think it is. I think it produces, yeah, 300. Right now, our maximum consumption is only a third of that. And we've got 3 major resources, or 3 major productions already going, which is the rods, the plates, and screws. And we also have a converter, shall we say, to make the biofuel for the power plant. So I could technically add more to this power plant. As you see, we're already maxed out. We're already filling with biofuel. You know, it's going to eventually, all of these are going to be full. So I could add more power plants. I could string this even further. Keep this going. Add maybe even another 10 or another 20. as long as I keep providing it with the material, it'll keep going. Because you can see, it only uses 4 per minute. This power plant only uses 4 per minute. So in total, if this thing is running full out, it would be using 40 per minute, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that math checks out. 40 per minute. And we are creating, what are we creating? 120 per minute. Technically, 120 per minute. So even if we're not creating 120 per minute, even if we're creating 80 per minute, that still allows us to drop another 10 power plants. And we'll be able to satisfy that just perfectly fine. So, you know, biofuel, a lot of people are like, get off of biofuel as fast as you can. I don't think so. If you have a nice little setup like this, where you can just throw in leaves and wood, and you set up a grid, or a, not a grid, a manifold. You set up a manifold to feed your biofuel plants. You can run on biofuel for a while. So, and it's not that shabby. It's really not shabby. Like that's 10, and that's 300. I could put down another 10, have 600 megawatts, which is more than enough for a starter factory. 600 megawatts, and really that'll take me into mid game. 600 megawatt power center will take me straight into mid game. I probably won't need any more than that until I get into coal and, of course, fuel, that kind of stuff. When I start making, you know, rotors and motors, that's when I'm going to have to, you know, bulk up the power production. But for now, this is fine. This is fine for the basics factory, where I'm just making screws and rods and nuts and that kind of stuff to construct more factories. But anyways, that's going to shut her down for this episode. We made some really good progress. And we're moving, look at this. This is great. We made some really good progress. We are moving towards our goals, which is great. Always good to move towards your goals. We have 400, we might by now. We might have 400 by now. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're good. The only thing we're missing now is the wire. We'll get the wire next episode. And then we can send this off to get the sync bonus program. And of course that'll allow us to get the holes for putting conveyors under the floor. Or through the floor. I should say. So yeah, that's we're looking good. We're looking good. 2 episodes in, 4 hours. I think we're doing great. Things will eventually slow down. They'll eventually kind of grind to a halt a little bit. But for now, I think this is going good. So, take care, everybody. This is Jody, and I'm signing off. I will see you next time. So long. Have a good one.